So I want to take a second to discuss my thoughts on Battlefield 6. So, I went like everybody else. I went and watched. I didn't actually even watch a Twitch thing. I tried to, couldn't, but I ended up with the key anyways. So I put it in. Surprisingly, I automatically went to Steam, which I thought was really cool because I like to keep all my stuff on Steam. And I just got in, right? So I was hooked from the trailers, the announcement, the fact that they did like a no holds barred trailer, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they're back, right? Because the military based stuff has become kind of a clown show as far as at least the Call of Duty stuff, like everybody says, right? You get all Beavis Butthead, all this stuff. And if I wanted stuff like that, I would go to Fortnite, because to me that's the place for it, is Fortnite. So, anyways, I jumped in. I think I played for a total of 15 hours, 3 days, and I found that the menu is my biggest thing, right? Like, there's not even a random button, right? Like, you just hit play and it just throws you in something. There's not even that. You got to scroll to try to find what you want. It just seems it seems to be clunky. The adjusting of things, like going into the settings, I think it's the mouse infantry aim is in 2 or 3 different spots. So without knowing that it's connected at first, you can find yourself kind of playing around with it, but it's not even connected to, like, I think I put it at 40, and then I went in and it was like at 38 and the other thing. So it's kind of confusing as far as that goes. And there's so many different settings to it, right? It's like you can't just jump in and play. You have to spend a lot of time messing around with it. I didn't play with any of the colors, but I found like the characters all look the same, regardless of what team you're on. In the split second that you have, granted, you have the little orange dot that sometimes just kind of blends. But I did notice that people changed it to red, so that was kind of a cool thing. Vaulting's kind of a pain in the ass. For the most part, you can vault over most things, but if you walk up to a wall that's slightly over your head, for whatever reason, you're not able to vault over it, or at least I wasn't. The time to kill seems to be very, very situational in some ways. I did see something about netcoding. One of the issues that I had was that I felt like I died more to getting shot through the wall. Like, the engagement would start and I'd run behind cover, and I'd still end up getting like 2 to 3 shots into me, regardless of what I was hiding behind. And some people had said something about how it had something to do with the netcoding. But I don't know. I mean, I do play on a Starlink Satellite system, but no other game has ever really been a problem. Usually if I'm in combat with something, I usually don't have too much of a problem with that. Never have, anyways, in the 5 years that I've had it. But I have played many of the Battlefields prior to this one, and I wanted to see if they brought some of the grittiness back. The odd thing is, so after yesterday for a couple hours, I jumped into 2042, and the battles kind of felt the same. And I know that's, it's not going to be a popular opinion, but it just, I don't know, the chaos seemed to be the same. I get the whole, buildings exploding and everything, but after like a couple days, that's a novelty that it's just, I don't know. It's cool, but there was a situation where I was downed and I was waiting for somebody to come and help me, and somebody blew the building up and the whole building fell down, and I didn't take any damage from it. So it's like, if you're gonna put a mechanic in there like that, people gotta die, right, when the building's fallen. It just makes no sense to have that if it doesn't do anything other than a visual, right? And it does. It clouds up the visual, which is probably what it's supposed to do. For a while, it seems to add to some of the chaos, but then after a while, you're like, oh, that building just blew up. Okay, keep going. One of the things that I really struggled with was the shotguns. I know people like them, but one of the games that I played, there was an entire team, might even been this one, but there was an entire team that basically were running shotguns the whole time. And our team like had nothing to do with it. I mean, yes, we could switch over to shotguns too, but by the time you realize that, this game here, actually, the other team took most of the control points, but mainly focused on coming to our HQ. So they had a pretty good distribution of players, and they all came to the thing. And that's the other thing with this, the team play. It doesn't seem like capturing anything matters. Like one of the games I was in, we basically killed everybody, and they held 3 of the points. So I don't really understand the point of having both, right? If you have 2 ways to win, you shouldn't be able to ignore one way and just focus on the other way. You should either be capturing the flags and then going from there. But you don't actually have to capture the flags. You just have to kill everybody. And that's what sometimes I found that's what some of the players did. I had a hard time in the beginning to distinguish between being rezzed and being downed, right? Like, I know the screen changes color a little bit, but it's like if somebody comes by and revs you, you don't stand up. You're still laying down, so it takes you a second to kind of realize. One of the other things is medics, right? If you take the medic class, you need to do your due diligence to play your role. If there's a down player on your team, you should not just be running by them. You should be resting them. And it just seemed like very seldom did an actual medic res me. It was normally just another player. And if you're gonna res somebody, you might as well grab the collar and pull them away, because it seems to take longer to res without dragging them than it does while dragging them. It's kind of strange like that. But I had fun playing the game. That's the thing. It is fun. I enjoyed it. I played it, but as I was playing, I was trying to decipher, like, what is it about this game that's going to bring players in? I mean, if they like the military stuff, I mean, it's just as chaotic as the finals, right? So you got a free game, the finals, and I got the same feeling playing this as I did the finals. Just intense moments. You know, granted, you got, different archetypes, different kind of players, stuff like that. Different heroes, let's say, in the finals. But I mean, it was kind of the same. It's just with a military theme. I did jump in and play some Battlefront 2, which, like I said, it just kind of seemed the same to me. And right now it's a beta and everybody can play it. And yes, the servers have been huge. Like when I first downloaded it, I had it said I was 29,000 in queue, and even this time here when I logged in, it said I was 26,000 in queue. But it's a fun game. I understand some of the hype. I'm curious to see if it stays. I have the same complaints as everybody else. The maps are small. There's so many different corridors that you're constantly getting run from behind. Like you have to look around all the time because there's so many little areas where people can come around behind you. You never see who kills you. All you see is just a red thing showing where they were standing, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of awkward. And it's not that I dislike the game. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure where all the excitement and anticipation is coming from, and I'm not sure really what makes it any different than the other games that they put out. Like, I mean, a long time ago, I chose the path of Call of Duty, right? So, Medal of Honor, 1942, then Call of Duty stuff, and they competed all along. And playing this just felt different than Call of Duty, but I wasn't really feeling like it was a competitor. I kind of feel like it's kind of its own thing. I mean, I know Call of Duty has basically the same game styles, the same different things like that, but I don't know. And watching all the Call of Duty players playing it now and praising it, it's like I'm curious how that works out. I mean, I know they're most of them are disgusted with their own game that they enjoy, and I wonder that the extra hype, like you look at them all, they have their surprise face, Battlefield 6 and all these thumbnails, like they're just completely blown away by the game, and it's like, I wonder if it's a false sense of hype, hoping that when Call of Duty 7 comes out, they'll take some of this and probably push their own game up more, but I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, there's certain things about it. I enjoy playing it. I have no intention of buying it. Even with the BR, I mean, with Arc Raiders coming, that's kind of where my interest is. It's like, as I was playing this, I was trying to decide, do I currently have a game that does similar things than this without spending the $70 to $80 or whatever this game's going to cost, right? And it's like, I have the finals. That's just as intense, in my opinion. Not military based, obviously, if that's the big thing, right? You have plenty of BRs out there, even if you don't do the Call of Duty thing. If BRs are your thing, and right now this doesn't have a BR, but it's supposed to. You have Arc Raiders coming, which, as far as like a sound design and that kind of stuff, I don't even, I feel like just watching Arc Raiders, I feel like that's more of the thing. But yeah, I struggled with some of the time to kills, like getting a jump on somebody and having them still win the fight just seemed kind of odd. Maybe, whatever skill issue, I guess, but there's certain little weird things about this that kind of frustrates you a little bit when you're playing. And granted, I don't play this often. I don't play, like, I'll jump in every now and then. I would jump into Call of Duty and play, and I've gotten older, so I know my reaction times aren't the same. I don't have the crave for this type of game anymore like I used to. I basically wanted to play the beta to show my support, to basically right the ship of Call of Duty kind of thing, right? Is put one more person in the battle to show that, this is what people want. They want the grittiness, they want the military stuff, they don't want all the extra stuff that goes with it, all the Fortnite stuff. But I wonder if it's enough, and I am jaded as far as like EA Sports has not been a favorite of mine for many years, back in the Madden days, right? Like, all they do basically is add a little swing onto something and release something new. It's 98% the same exact thing. There's like a 2% that's different, and they market it off like it's going to be something great. They've done it with Madden, they've done it with their golf games, even their NASCAR games when they did that. So it's like, so when it comes to that kind of thing, I'm still kind of like waiting for that. Like, it's like, is there enough different in this to make it worth purchasing, or do we already have the Battlefield game that we like and that we play? Whether it's 5, even I know 2042 gets thrown under the bus a lot, but as far as battle goes, I didn't really feel like there was enough to swing me in that direction to buy. I know the class thing's cool, but what's kind of the point of the class thing if you can use every weapon? So here I am, I'm trying to jump over that wall, and I couldn't. Even though I jump and it brings me up to my shoulders, I can't vault over it. It didn't make any sense to me. Now I'm getting shot from somewhere, I don't know where. It's like, I didn't hear the steps, so maybe that's my headphones. I have an old set of Corsairs. Maybe it's time to upgrade, or maybe I need to turn something else down in order to hear the steps. I don't know. But yeah, so I just wonder, is there enough here for somebody to spend $80 when they already have other Call of Duty games to play? And like I said, that playing Battlefront 2, playing 2042, once you get into a battle, to me it just kind of felt the same. And I went back and revisited those just to see. And yeah, it's like I was saying before, the class system's great, but if you can run every single gun with every single class, then what is the point of the class system? And if you're running as a medic and you're not reviving, then and that was kind of one of the other things I thought that they should do is limit, right? Put a limit on who runs what, or how many of each is in the battle. Like I said, I was probably only revived a couple times by an actual medic. Most of the time it was just the average person that was running around with me, whether it was another assault class or an engineer class. The only class I tried was assault, basically because I was just playing around trying to level up and do some of the achievements. So I figured once I finished the assault achievements, then I would move over to the next thing. And I didn't play long enough for that. Like I said, I got probably 15 hours into it. I played it for a little bit, and I don't know. It's not a game that I'm gonna spend money on. Like I said, I'm just gonna play the beta, enjoy it for what it is, and go from there. And basically save my money for other stuff. I have too many other things that are similar enough to this style of game to where I don't need to add this to my library. But yeah, the maps are small. I would like more rotation, right? Like I'd love a random game button. And one of the other issues that I had was in between battles, and granted there's a lot of people, so there wasn't a lot of time to wait between battles. Like you were instantly in a match as soon as you got out of the other match. But it was such a pain in the ass to jump back to your loadout. Like you had to leave the game that you're currently in, and if you didn't do it quick enough, you had to leave once you got in the game, or you had to sit off to the back and work on doing your loadout prior to taking off. And there was a couple situations where, as I was in the back doing that, somebody would come from the other team, a group of them, and kill me. So I never even got a chance. And when you die, for whatever reason, I didn't close my loadout in time, so evidently I didn't change. So I had to respawn and do the same thing. So it's like in between battles, you got to hit escape or something, and then get back, and then go to your loadout, and then join the lobby. It seemed like it was such a pain in the ass, and you had a very small window to do it. And granted, that will probably go down once not everybody is playing this game, but it just, I don't know. The UI to me is very clunky as far as that goes. So if they fix that, that'll be in good shape. Should be fine if they can tweak that a little bit. And like I said, if I play this again, I will probably switch the colors a little bit so that each character looks a little different, or make that little orange thing brighter, because it doesn't always show up. I noticed that it's like it does show up, but then it's like once they're in front of you, it kind of goes away. So if you don't, because everything's happening so fast, if you don't quite see the little orange thing, like right there, I saw that guy, I didn't know he had the thing until I started shooting, and he had orange. So it's like there's a weird little section there where if you wait too long, and granted there's no team kill or that, run right by, don't bring me up. Which actually, watching that guy run by me, bunny hopping, there should be a stamina bar for that. There was a couple of situations where the guy was just bunny hopping non-stop and still getting off clean shots. It's like, I know it's not a realistic game, it has a realistic theme, but they should fix bullshit like that from being able to be done. You shouldn't be able to bunny hop endlessly. There should be like maybe a 2 bunny hop limit or something like that, with a stamina draw or something. But too many times there was some just a bunch of bunny hopping and sliding. There was a situation where this guy, like that stairway right there, he slid all the way down the stairway. I get sliding, but you're allowed excessive sliding in this game, and I'm not a huge fan of unrealistic sliding. Let's say, right? You're playing as a human player. You shouldn't be able to slide anymore. I mean, some of the sliding I saw here would have ripped your leg right off. So it's just a mechanic that I don't really think is that beneficial or should be even in a game. I know it's available to everybody, right? Bunny hopping and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna. If I got a bunny hop in a game, I might as well play Fortnite. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's my thought. It was cool. It is cool. It brought back, a little bit of that fun that I haven't really experienced in a while. There was some pretty wild moments as I was playing, but the destruction kind of wore off on me. Like, it's like, I mean, after a while it was like, oh wow, that building just blew up. Oh cool, and like I said, when I haven't seen anybody take damage with a building blown up, so to me it is, if it's just a visual, then that, whatever. But so anyways, that's it. I've talked plenty. If you enjoyed the game, great. It's like I said, I had fun playing it, but I already own enough Battlefield games and enough other games to fill the void. So it's not something I'm going to purchase. If the BR comes out and it's free, I'll probably jump in and play that, because even like Call of Duty, that's the only thing I really like is the BR. And I blew $100 on that game just to find out that the story in it sucked. It was the shortest, most boring story of any of the Call of Duties that I played, which is kind of why I get these games, because I love the single player aspect of it and the story. So remaking Modern Warfare 2 and giving it a shitty story was a big kick in the teeth for Modern Warfare fans. But as far as this game goes, I'm trying to think. I've played pretty much all of them for the story. I do actually have them all, but this part of it here I never really. I would jump in and play this for a little while. But so, anyways, that's all I got. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Feel free to tell me how bad I suck, because I know I do. I mean, I'm a casual, I'm a filthy casual. I don't sweat it. I die, respawn, come back. My main goal is to kill as many as I die. So most of the time I would come out on top, but not always. So anyways, I found it funny too that as you're playing, there was one map that I designated capturing all the objectives. So I went to every one and capped. I was part of every cap that we had, and every time a team was capping, I was there to help cap. And I got like a little bit of experience, because I think I was 10. I think I ended at 10-7, and a guy with like 7 times more experience than me went 60 for 60. So I was like, what do we want to do here? Are we supposed to cap, or are we supposed to kill? I know it's both, I guess, but I don't know. It's odd. If you handle the objectives, you don't seem to get the same as if you just went on a killing spree with everybody. So, anyways, yeah, that was a bad game for me. But that's okay. I think this is early. I was just kind of figuring it all out. So, anyways, like I said, take care. We'll see y'all later. And leave your comments on below. It helps. Give it a like. Give it a dislike. Whatever you want to do. All right. Take care. We'll see y'all later.